What up, Leapers? It's Thursday. It's a week later, if you can imagine. This is totally one of those experiences of like, it feels like yesterday and feels like forever ago. You remember that day, the day that we all stepped out on the first year quad together, first time you were seeing our faces, the first time you were meeting each other? Those very same people that you were sitting in that circle with a few days later on Sunday up on that hill. And look at what happened between that in that period of time. And I want you to, I'm creating this video, and a big part of it is to say thank you. Thank you because you're the ones who did that. Yes, we as leaders, we had to create an invitation. We had to create the doorway for you to step through, but ultimately it was your choice to step in or not. It was your choice to be seen or not be seen. It was your choice to entrust others with your story or not. And you brought it in such a big way. The ways that you stepped in, I'll tell you that the leadership team, we talked for an hour and a half after you all left. And it wasn't about logistics. We didn't go through all the things about what worked and what didn't work. What I'll tell you is we sat there for an hour and a half talking about our stories from the last 2.5 days that we spent with you and the way that that changed our lives. And that's what I want you to know. The way you showed up, it changed lives, and I know that because you changed mine. The ways that you trusted us, the ways that you trusted each other, and ultimately trusted yourself to step into the experience the way that you did, so that we were sitting in the kind of circle that we were sitting in on a Sunday, just blew us away. And what I want you to know, you gifted me. You gifted me with an experience that helped me trust myself, to trust what I believe in, and to trust that those kinds of experiences are possible and that students want those. We had no idea what to expect from this experience. This was the first time that we ran this Take the Leap experience. And we had no idea. We didn't know if students were going to want to sit together and talk about their stories and talk about their feelings. And again, just blown away. But thank you for that gift in telling us that this is possible. And thank you for gifting that with each other. And here's a request I want to make with you, or of you. The request I want to make of you, keep choosing this. Keep choosing each other. Keep choosing to take that risk. You don't need us any longer to create that invitation because you've already lived it. You've already been it. You already know what's possible. And so my request of you is, if you are a few days now into classes and you are wishing that you had that connection, you're wishing that you could feel that same kind of belonging. Maybe you are. Maybe you see each other. Awesome. If for some reason you don't, and you wish that you could be able to connect in that way again, maybe you're having that feeling that like, oh my gosh, I knew that was too good to be true. Now here's the real thing. What I want to tell you is, yes, your attention is going to be drawn in so many different directions in college. You're going to have so many different demands on your time, and you can still have this if you choose it, but you have to be the one. You have to be the one to choose it. It won't happen on accident. And trust that if you put yourself out there, if you make the request, if you create the invitation, people will step in just like they did in the past, just like they did last week. You've already proven that it's possible. Use GroupMe. Use whatever you need to in order to pull people together, bring people together at Val. Keep sharing your stories. Talk about what's happened for you over the last week. Gift each other with an opportunity to connect and to know that you are all still in it with each other. So that's request number one. Request number two, I want to ask you if this program made a difference for you, if it impacted you, if it gave you something that you didn't have before, if you're carrying connection, friendship, relationships that are meaningful to you, whatever it is that you took away from this program, if it was meaningful to you and has made a difference already in your Amherst College experience, I would love to capture that part of your story. Because what that's going to do is that's going to help us bring this experience to other students, to other incoming students in future years, to students at other colleges and institutions. This is something we want to share with students to let them know what's possible at Amherst College, what they can expect to encounter when they come here, the kinds of connections, the quality of connection, the quality of belonging that they can feel by choosing into the Amherst College community. So there are 3 ways, count them, 3 ways in which you can share that information with us, and that would be such a gift to us. Number one, there is a survey. There's a link below in this email. That survey is a survey specific to Take the Leap. There are a few questions in there. If you would give us your honest answers, that would be invaluable to us. Number two, there is a link for a Google review specifically, so you can actually rate this experience on Google for us. And that's a great way for us to be able to just spread the word about experiences like these to places outside of Amherst College. Again, this is brand new. We're excited to be bringing this to as many places as possible, and you can help bring that by sharing your own stories. Those are the things that make a difference. If you're willing, give us a 5-star rating if you feel like the experience was worthy of that. But even more important, share a sentence or two. Doesn't have to be much, but just a sentence or two. Just share what the impact was for you and what the difference was that it made. That would be huge. And then number 3, and this is actually the biggest one. We want to capture it in story form from you. Not just a few words, but if you'd be willing to share a story, we want to capture that. That would be something, we're going to turn that into a video. So what we're going to do is we're going to block off on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday. We're going to block off a time from 10:30 to 3 o'clock. A friend of mine who's a videographer is going to come with me on campus. Her name is Allie. And what will happen is, if you're willing, myself and Allie, we're going to sit down with you. We're just going to ask you a few questions and just ask you to share about your experience, about what it was that you encountered with people, and about the impact that it had on you. And we're just going to run a video while that's happening. We'll have you sign a video release, and that's something that we're going to turn into a short video that we can share in the future with incoming students to Amherst College. Again, just as an opportunity to give them a taste of what it is that they can experience by stepping into this community. So if you'd be willing to do that, there's a link again also in this email to a doodle poll. You can sign up for a time for next Thursday between 10:30 and 3 to sit down with myself and Allie, and I would be incredibly grateful. So those are the 3 ways, 3 ways to share your feedback. Thank you to all those that came up to us at the end of the program. Thank you for those of you who came up to me to share how, what the impact of the experience was for you, how grateful you were. That was such a gift to me. I know that some of you went to Anna and Pete and Will and Onyx with the same kind of feedback. If you had those words, that's the kind of thing that we would love to capture. And if you'd be willing to come by Thursday just to share a couple words with us, we would be so very grateful. That's what I've got. The biggest thing, keep choosing. Keep choosing. It will forever change your college experience. This was just a one-time event. This was an event to show you what was possible. But to actually experience that and to live that in the next 4 years, you need to choose it. And if you do, it will forever change the way that you experience the next 4 years. And it will change the way that everybody else that went through that program with you experienced the next 4 years. Keep choosing each other. This is just the beginning. So thank you for bringing it. And I'm going to stop talking now because this video is 9 minutes long. Peace, y'all.